I built over 18 board games in Minecraft to answer a simple question. Is it even possible to create good adaptions? And if so, what can this teach us about game design itself?
What can I play?
Hi, I'm Adrian from What Can I Play, where I try to find a game to play no matter the situation. I've been playing Minecraft for over 13 years now. Now that's a lot of placing blocks. But about 6 years ago, my mates and I got into building our own worlds together. One of my buddies built this incredible chess set at the time that I really loved using player heads, and it was a genuinely cool idea. It inspired me to end up making other games like Love Letter into a shop in an old western tavern that we had built. It was really the seed of this whole idea. Let's fast forward to last October, where I surprised my son for his birthday with his own Minecraft account. We got the whole old crew back together and we started playing Minecraft again, as you always do once in a while. If you know Minecraft, you know what I'm talking about. And at this point, my love for board games has been at an all-time high. And so, my Minecraft world and my board game world started to mash. You may have started to see some of them in my videos. Let's just do a quick little pause and deep dive into Minecraft for those who don't understand what Minecraft is. Minecraft is a sandbox video game where you can craft and build things using blocks. Think Lego but digital. In this game, there is a bunch of items to help decorate and organize your builds, from signs, frames, and books. These became quite crucial when I was trying to adapt these games into Minecraft. Another important feature is Minecraft Redstone. Redstone is essentially Minecraft's logic/electrical system, which allows you to do a whole wide potential of automated functions. This is crucial for some of the game designs. And look, I personally understand some of the basic Minecraft redstone functions, but I wasn't ready to do computational redstone, which is totally a thing. You can build computers in Minecraft. So yes, some of these builds use redstone, and yes, there's probably better ways to do it. So that leads me to my rules for this challenge. Rule number 1, vanilla Minecraft only. That means no mods or even texture packs. Yes, I could easily turn maps into player cards, and where's the fun in that? Rule number 2, using creative mode is fine. Look, I did initially start playing this in survival in that world with my son that I was telling you about, but as the ideas started to flood in and I wanted to build more and more board games and timing just became an issue, I opted to do this in creative. And look, this video has already been 4 times longer than it already is, as life has been super accelerant at the moment, and this project would have taken twice as long to make. Rule number 3, I have to make it alone. I can't enlist the help of others or use other people's redstone knowledge to build it and come into my world and make it happen. I had to use the knowledge that I know or what I could learn in the moment to make it happen. Okay, so let's dive in. I've broken down these 18 games into 3 categories: the perfect adaptions, the functional but flawed, and what I'm calling the beautiful disasters. Let's talk about the perfect adaptions. Let me start with the games that just clicked immediately. These are the ones that felt like they belonged in Minecraft from day one, and I implore you, if you play Minecraft, create some of these, as they're super simple to make and you'll get a lot of fun. Number 1 is Boop. This was an absolute standout success. Now, if you haven't played Boop, it's a delightful abstract game where you are cats pushing each other off the bed. Now, I used the adaptation of using wool and carpets to mimic cats and kittens. Yes, there's a little fiddliness in deleting them and picking them up again, but overall, it is very succinct to its gameplay. So Boop was just an easy game to adapt into Minecraft. It's already a grid. So I just used the grid and I thought about what could be cats and what could be kittens. Cats can be wool and kittens can be carpets of the same color wool. And it was quite simple. Just gave each player a bunch of shears and there you go. Place your kittens down and just pick them up as you boop them away, just like you would when playing the game in real life. Boop really taught me something. Abstracts work. And it got me thinking about what other abstract games could work and what other classics are out there. Now, speaking of classics, this is probably a classic in Minecraft as it is, Connect 4. This falls into the same category. It's just brilliantly simple. And in Minecraft, we do have blocks that drop, sand and concrete powder. So it was easy to make this. All you had to do was get some concrete powder of 2 different colors, place them on a board, and there you go. It's not that hard. So I just had to mention that one as a quick aside. Everyone already knows that one. Let's dive into something that was a little bit more interesting, and that is actually Love Letter. This was the first one that I created, as mentioned earlier, and it's pretty simple. The cards itself don't have a lot of text on them, so you're able to just write them in a Minecraft book. Whack it into a dispenser, press a button, and there you go. The whole element of this game is all played in your mind, as it's a bluffing game. You don't really have much of a physical space that is needed. You just need to be able to draw cards when appropriate, and that is all handled by the simple dispenser and book mechanic. So it gives you the exact same feel, but you're not in real life together, which is kind of cool. Now, one that surprised me a little bit, as I didn't think this would work at first, was Quirkle. Yes, it's an abstract game, but I'm like, how do I mimic this in Minecraft? And you know what? It translated quite perfectly as well. Probably even more so than in real life, because being able to place blocks and having them stay in their position, kind of is fun. While playing Quirkle in real life, you're constantly trying to keep the tiles not messed up in any way, shape, or form. Now, how I was able to do and achieve this is there so happens to be many different types of colored blocks in Minecraft. So instead of representing each shape, I represented them by a different type. So terracotta blue and blue glass were 2 different types, but they were also both blue, for an example. And now, to keep track of the score, we just had a little notepad in the game and just wrote it down, as you would in real life. Absolutely brilliantly executed, and loved it when I played it in Minecraft. Would recommend playing it and setting it up yourself. Very simple. Another simple one is a kid's classic, Hoot Owl Hoot. Hoot Owl Hoot is another beautiful game that worked just brilliantly in this format. It was simple. Again, we just need dispensers with colored blocks in them that represent one of the colors, and we also just need a block like a sunflower to represent the suns. Press the button, see what you get, and play it as accordingly. Very simple. Got a bit carried away with this build, made a nice awesome tree, made it really beautiful, and it works just well. Another great game that you could absolutely translate into Minecraft with ease. Now, another perfect adaptation which had me scratching my brain for a little bit was Corridor. It's another abstract game, and I was just perplexed on how to make the walls work. And you know what? I worked it out, and I think it worked out perfectly in the end. Just use walls in Minecraft. Now, yes, you put one wall and it ends up being like a post in Minecraft, so we had to stretch that across 3 walls. And therefore we had to stretch the grid over multiple spaces so we could then have the walls block in each section. But trust me, it works, and it works exactly the same. And honestly, it actually works a little bit more interesting because you're on a first person perspective with the board, and so you're having to walk around yourself the path and navigate where you think your player is going to go, which adds a little bit of immersion to the game, which you don't quite get from the tabletop version. So I absolutely did enjoy playing this one, and it was great. Having that extra 3D spatial awareness added another layer to it. Highly recommend. Easy to set up. Grab some walls, grab a pickaxe, and all you need is one thing that was a token, which we used, the lanterns. Pretty simple. These 6 games taught me that when the mechanics are simple, there's a lot of good stuff that can happen. You just need to think a little bit outside of the box sometimes, but you're able to make it work. Now let's move on to the next category. These are good games, but there's quite a few caveats. These games worked really well, but there's some interesting lessons to learn about information management and setup complexity. Okay, let's take actually the first one that I ended up creating in survival, Azul. This game is absolutely gorgeous in Minecraft. You got terracotta, stained glass, you got all the works that work well with this game. And it really makes the aesthetics shine. It makes you feel like you're actually playing Azul because it's all about tile placing and everything like that. It feels like you're on the factory floor, dropping those tiles and putting them in. However, it does suffer from informational advantage. You see, you're constantly having to walk around to each one of the other people's playing board state to soak in that information, then walk all the way back and then make the actions accordingly. So just traveling back and forth means you're kind of having to juggle a little bit more than you would if you're playing it on your table where you can see everything at once in front of you. In Azul, you have to also grab tiles at random from the bag, and that translated quite nicely in Minecraft. Whilst randomization will come up as an issue in one of the future games, in this game it wasn't so difficult, as dispensers naturally have 9 randomization points that you can have. So every time you click the button, one thing at random from those 9 slots will come out. And there's not 9 different types of tiles in Azul, so you weren't limited by that number. So it was a great adaptation at that point. That brings me on to the next game, which did actually have some randomization problems to solve, and that is Flip 7. Look, at its core, Flip 7 still maintains its frantic energy of card flipping and all that jazz and trying to push your luck. It really still worked in Minecraft, but that was only once I was able to solve the randomization. As spoken to earlier, a dispenser is probably Minecraft's best way of randomizing quite simply. There's 9 different slots, but in Flip 7, there's more than 9 different unique items. You've got 12s, 11, 10s, etc., plus all the different special abilities. And how did I represent that in Minecraft? Well, I had to label each one of these different blocks its item name. So some blocks were labeled 12, other blocks were labeled 11, which worked perfectly when I put it into the dispensers. Although I thought I was running into an issue where like things started to clog together. Even though they were randomizing around my little clock that I built, they were sticking together, and that means the 12s ended up coming out a lot more. If you had one 12 come out, another 12 was more likely to come out afterward. The way I ended up solving this problem is I had to rename everything uniquely. So some were called 12, others called space 12, others called space 12. You get the idea. This way, none of them stacked when they were in the dispensers, and that way, it kept the randomization flowing. The game then worked flawlessly from this point, albeit the back and forth that you have to go walk and grab your card, put it in your item frame, walk back and forth, which to some is maybe more tedious than picking up a card from a table, but for a Minecraft adaptation, I absolutely loved it. And let's move on. Now, speaking of another game that I did actually enjoy playing in Minecraft and got the same feeling as playing it in real life is Sheriff of Nottingham. Now, the reason why this one was particularly special to me is I don't actually own it. So being able to recreate something that I don't own in Minecraft was really cool because now I own it in a way, but in a virtual space. Anyway, there was one big glaringly obvious problem with Sheriff of Nottingham, and that's how you deal with the discard decks. You're having to always keep your stack in its literal order, so when you're wanting to discard something on top, it's all having to shuffle down. And there isn't a brilliant way to do this in Minecraft, so we just used item frames and had to manually move things, which got a little bit tedious, but thankfully you don't do that too often in the game, and most of the game is centered around your bluff and your decision and the back and forth that you have with the current sheriff that's in charge. So I did really enjoy playing this game, and yes, maybe there's aspects of it that are better in real life, but for someone that doesn't own it, this was a perfect adaptation to do so. Speaking of other games that I don't own and haven't actually played in real life and only played on BGA is Santorini. And Santorini, just like Boop, worked really, really well. It works exactly as anticipated. You have a grid, you place down blocks, and then eventually I capped off the blocks, which was the little dome thing, with carpet to be able to give you that same aesthetic. However, being able to have all the different gods and all the different ability cards that you can also add to the Santorini to spice things up so every game's a bit different, I left that out because writing up all those different books just seemed unnecessary to the course of this video. It proved that yes, I could make it, and yes, I could go that extra mile, but it's not necessary to go any further. Speaking of other games that I wanted to prove that I could make in Minecraft is Greed. Now we're talking about randomization in a completely different sense now. We're talking about rolling dice. How did I overcome this? Well, the wonderful thing, as I've mentioned multiple times, when you're dealing with randomization, you need a dispenser. And that's what I did just here. In fact, I had 6 different dispensers for the 6 different dice. And each dispenser had 6 of the different sides in them. We had diamonds for diamonds. We had emerald for emeralds. Wait, that's the part that really worked well in this game. I really loved that I could have gold represent gold and diamonds represent diamond, etc., which made it really fun in that aspect. However, what was a little bit tedious was being able to, you roll your dice, and then instead of just grabbing the ones that you wanted, you had to put away all the other dice, all the other blocks that came out before you roll it again. There was probably a better way of doing this for anyone that has great redstone knowledge, and I put that as a challenge to the Minecraft community to make this game in Minecraft more seamless without having to have too much player intervention. However, this is how I came up with it. And you know what? Still had the same tension, still had the same aspect of the game, and it still worked, albeit it's being a little bit more tedious as needing to reset after every single roll, rather than just picking them up and rolling again. The friction of setting everything back up actually did impact the core experience here a little bit and interrupted the flow and found us not wanting to play it as often. Okay, let's talk about the next set of games. These are the games that there's a lot to learn about. And honestly, these were the games that I was the most hyped to make in Minecraft. And I really, really tried to turn them into Minecraft. And in some aspects, you be the judge. Let me know if I succeeded. Let's start with one of the most ambitious builds yet, and that's Ticket to Ride. If you know Ticket to Ride, there is a lot of information that you need to capture. And I'm genuinely really proud of this build that I was able to make. It is massive, it is detailed, it captures the scope of the game, but it's a nightmare to play. Yeah, it's a spatial awareness puzzle more so than it is normally, because you gotta remember where you're going. Like the way I'm playing this right now is I need a certain color and I'm just focusing on that one color and moving on.
Yep, same. Rob, you're up.
I'm not thinking too far ahead because I can't. It's a bit too overwhelming. Even for me, who made it.
All right, it's very tedious.
Yeah, agreed. Look, I'm not taking on this personally. Like, I absolutely tried to recreate it as best I can, and I'm like impressed that you could play it. Like, you absolutely could bang your head against a wall and finish playing the game here. I would never want to play this again, and I made this. Like, that's, you know, it all saying, like, I'm proud that I managed to make it work. Like, I don't know what further improvements I could make, obviously, besides fixing the mistakes I made. Yeah, as you can hear, I absolutely did not enjoy playing my own creation, and forcing my friends to play this game was probably something I shouldn't have done, especially if the whole point of this is to get them to enjoy board games. Anyway, look, the reason why it wasn't a great adaptation is information is so key in Ticket to Ride. Being able to quickly look at the board and realize, oh, I need to go from that location to that location is really imperative to your decision-making process. And when nothing is labeled and just labeled by blocks, as that's how I thought would be the best way, because putting a sign down and not being able to see it unless you walk closely to it seemed a bit harder. And by putting the blocks down, you could actually see what you needed. Seemed like a better way forward. And funnily enough, it is great if you're a 5-year-old that doesn't know how to read. I got my son to play this for a round or two, and he's like, oh, I can actually understand because I know that's a diamond block and that's a netherite block and I need to go to those locations. But for some of my group, it was a bit more challenging because you couldn't quite see everything. Even when I added a top-down view when you could see everything from above. And even after I had a great recommendation from one of my friends to not use item frames, I don't know why I used item frames to begin with, and replace them with physical blocks so they're larger and you could see them. So yeah, for some of my group, it was a little bit more challenging trying to work out where to go, and the information overload that Ticket to Ride has just doesn't translate well to Minecraft. Whilst the game is physically possible to play in Minecraft, it's not without a bunch of tedium and is not something I recommend. But if you are up for the challenge, by all means, it's in the world download below. Another game that was extremely challenging to make and probably not worth it in the end was Kites. Yes, Kites, the sand timer turning game. How did I translate that to Minecraft? Well, with a lot of redstone and ultimately pretty poorly. Look, at the end of the day, what I ended up trying to achieve was using a redstone light mechanism where the light slowly deplete as the things come out of the chest. And so you had to quickly rush over there, place down your banner, and then move everything out of the chest, put it back into the top, which is the turning over, the lights reset, and you move on. But as you can see, it's something that requires a little bit of skill. So if you're not someone that's super skillful and trying to move items around in Minecraft super quickly and move them over, then it can be a little bit tedious and takes a lot more time. And when you only have 30 seconds for red is about to end, it's stressful and not worth it. So I extended the timer to a minute, but it was still probably could have been extended to 2 minutes. And then at that point, the game is a bit too long and isn't that fun as it is playing in real life, where it's chaotic and timers fall over and you're reaching over the board and now it's your turn and now you're throwing a card down and now it's chaotic in Minecraft too, don't get me wrong, but not in the good ways. Another game that is probably best just played in real life is Snakes and Ladders. Look, I thought this was going to be a simple, easy translation to Minecraft, and to certain, merits, it is. It's ultimately, you roll a dice, you walk, and then you move down and forth. And I thought I could make it a little bit more immersive by making the map vertical. So when you want to go up a ladder, you can physically climb up a ladder. And when you're going down a chute, you can physically go down a chute, which added a little bit of immersion. But the thing that makes Snakes and Ladders fun, if you could say Snakes and Ladders being fun, as it is still a kid's game, but the thing that really makes Snakes and Ladders fun when you're playing in real life is witnessing when people goes down those snakes, or witnessing when people go up those ladders and have those fortunes. They're in the anticipation of going 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm on a ladder, and they go up, and then you're like, damn it, they're now in front of me. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they're on a snake, and they shoot down, and you're like, haha. You don't get that in Minecraft because maybe it's because I made it vertically, possibly, but you're because of the spatial awareness and you're just in your first person perspective, you don't really latch onto that besides them going, oh, I'm on a ladder, like I'm on a chute, or oh, I'm on a ladder, which kind of misses a little bit of its charm. But completely possible, and I played it with my son and he loved it all the same as playing the base game, but it's a simple game. So let's move on to the next one. And this next one is the game that I am the most excited about that I made. The next game is SkyTeam, and this was the game that made this video come to life. Yes, I already made Azul, yes, I already made Love Letter in other parts of time, but SkyTeam was the game that I was playing in real life, and I really wanted to share this experience with my American friends that I play video games with often, who don't play board games that often. And I knew they would like this game because they're a couple and it's perfect for them. So I'm like, I need to get them to play SkyTeam. But there was no way for me to get them to play SkyTeam unless I bought them a BGA pass and then they could play SkyTeam together. But if I was the host of SkyTeam, then it defeats the purpose, as because I wanted them to play together and to experience the chaos of SkyTeam and the rewardingness of SkyTeam when you're playing with a team of people that you really love to play with, and that's normally your significant other or your best friend as a gaming partner, and I wanted them to experience that, so I ended up making the whole damn video idea around this particular topic so I could get them to play SkyTeam, and so I could witness them playing SkyTeam, because I know how chaotic it would have been, because I've done raids with them in video games and it's just fun. And this is that type of game that I think would, you get what I mean, right? Anyway, I made SkyTeam, and yes, I made it in Minecraft, and yes, I'm super proud of it, and yes, it works, and yes, it's amazing, and yes, it's tedious. That's all I have to say. Look, at the end of the day, it's dice rolling. You roll the dice using dispensers, of course, and then you've got them in your inventory, so they are hidden, and then you walk around the game board that I made and then place them in the spots that you want, and then after every turn, you physically go up to the creeper heads, which I thought was a cool idea for the aeroplanes, and delete the creeper heads and move everything down one, and there's a lot of upkeep, which, being a third party watcher, I was able to help with, which made it a little bit easier and made it a little bit more fun for them. But ultimately, I ended up getting that experience that I wanted of seeing them play this game that I love dearly in person, you know what I mean, in Minecraft with them, and it was great, and it was worth it, and it's been worth the rest of this video. Ultimately recommend you trying it out. The thing that I never got around to trying out, because yes, it is tedious, and yes, I'd rather just play SkyTeam, because since I have it in real life, is all the harder levels. I did make them all, and yes, I have theoretically tested them in my head. I'd love for any one of you to take on one of the harder levels and challenge them. I didn't make every single card, but you can look at my shulker boxes and you can see how I made them, and you can just make it yourself if you know anything about Minecraft. You literally just need to grab out how many planes and creeper heads and how many blacks for rolling dice, and you work it out. And if you have any questions, just hit me up in the Discord and I'll be happy to help and answer them for you. So there we have it. That is most of the games that I made in Minecraft that I thought was worth mentioning in this video. There is still a bunch more that I made, from checkers to chess, which, you know what, checkers to chess, and I didn't really make them because my friend made them before, but I included them in this world download. And there's tic-tac-toe, because it's tic-tac-toe. Do we really need to talk about tic-tac-toe? But I've included it in this world download, and there's a couple of others. I think I've covered most of them, but if I haven't, there's a lot more. And you know what else there is a lot more of in this world download, if you ever do download it? Some little secrets and hidden things and fun things that I just got carried away with. Anyway, check it out in the description below. So what does this all mean to me? At the end of the day, I got another video out, another random video out. I had a lot of fun making this, as you could probably tell, and I learned a few lessons along the way. First and foremost, simple games are really fun. I really love abstract games, and they're just easy to teach and get you really thinking, and that translates really well to Minecraft, and there's something to be learnt from that. Sometimes less is more, which there's a lot of games that I've made and I haven't published, but I've made, and sometimes they err on the side of being too complex. So I'm learning from that and bringing them down a notch, and hopefully we can make them a reality someday. The second thing that I want to talk about is information in games is so important. Some games do this so well with iconography and clarity and text. Other games, it's its own language, and translating that language to a different medium can be very difficult. And that's what we found with Ticket to Ride in particular. But it's possible, and it's easy. And the thing that I actually really loved about translating Ticket to Ride is that it made it possible for my 5-year-old to actually play, because now you don't need to read. You can look at the board and go, ooh, diamonds, ooh, netherite, that's what I'm working towards, and piece the rest together. And the last thing is decrease the friction in your games. If there's one thing that I learned from this Minecraft video, and when I was playing it in Minecraft, it was not fun when I had to do a lot of upkeep. Therefore, I don't think I like games that make me do a lot of upkeep. I like games that do the upkeep for you. If you can work out ways to do that in your game design, awesome. If the actual mechanics of the upkeep make you feel immersed, also awesome. But if you feel like you're just doing that to set things up, or it takes away the fun. The faster we get to a game on the table, and the faster we get playing, and the faster we can pack up and play the next game, I'm all for. And at the end of the day, even the failed adaptions served their own purpose. They got my friends playing games they would never normally try, like SkyTeam, as I said, with my friends from overseas. And I discovered the joys of new games that I haven't been able to purchase and only ever played on BGA, like Boop or Sheriffs of Nottingham, or, or laughing at my complex disaster of Ticket to Ride. At the end of the day, this was a fun experiment. And if you really like this fun experiment, and if you love trying to work out what games you could play no matter the situation, even if you wanted to play them in Minecraft, please consider subscribing. And for all those fellow designers out there, I would love to see if you are able to work out a game that could be made flawlessly in real life and in Minecraft. Let me know and at me, because I would love to play it. That is my challenge to you guys. And drop a comment down below if you think there is a game that you think would have been a perfect adaptation to Minecraft that I may have missed out. At the end of the day, I racked my brains for as many as I could and served the purpose of this video. Maybe if we get enough games, maybe there might be a part 2 if this video is really well received by the community. Anyway, until next time, remember, the best games are simply the ones that are being played.